Well, hello, beautiful people. How are we doing today? We are back at it once again. I wanted to do a continuation on the video that I did yesterday for a lot of you guys because it was a great topic. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I worked really hard on that, talking about manifestation. And one of the things that I just wanted to really talk about today, and it's something that I've been seeing not only with myself, but just with friends, is how to stay present and what that means. Staying present, right? And I've mentioned this in the past where there's three ways that you're looking at life. And either you're looking in the past, the present, or the future. And where a lot of people end up doing is they end up going into the past and bringing the past into the present. And this has to do with fear. And nine times out of 10, because our minds are programmed to do what we're accustomed to, a lot of that is always negative. And so when you understand just staying present and living in the moment is the most important thing that you can do when you are trying to manifest something, it changes everything. Because the more you act as if, okay, and I talked about this yesterday, the more you act as if it's already happening, you're letting the future catch up to your present. Meaning, like, okay, it's already in motion, it's already done, and everything's happening. And it's just a matter of time, but not in the way that we know it. And so everything that you have in your life, you have manifested. This is just the facts. And you've just been going about it in a different way because your focus has always been on things that dictate the past. I had this certain type of childhood, I was dealing with this type of trauma, whatever. And now you've made that, even though it was in the past, it's already happened, it's now relevant today. And because you're emotionally driven by it, and you're even essentially saying, I'm a victim to it, well, guess what? That's what's creating your future. And that's what's been creating your future up until this point. So the only other thing to do is the exact reverse. And so you take the past for what it is. The past is the past. It's already happened, it's already occurred. You can't go back to it. You can think about it, and you can think about it however you want because it's already occurred. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of it, right? You could have had the worst childhood in the world, but because it's not happening right now, it is irrelevant in the spectrum of things. But by giving it meaning, it becomes relevant, right? And so when you're thinking about the past and thinking about all those things and putting all the feeling and emphasis behind it, well, that's why it becomes into your present, and then there's things in your life that keep happening for you to keep feeling this way. So the thing that you have to understand, and what really changed for me, is that knowing that when these things are occurring, this is where you get to train the mind. You get to now say, okay, I can react this way because this is what I've normally been used to doing, or I can choose to do something different. And then this goes back to the same idea. It has to happen in order for it to change, right? Because I have a whole nother video on that talking about how change occurs. You got to be aware of it in order for it to change. And so when you stay present, just thinking about nothing but just what you want right now, and that's it, and it becomes this positive thing, and that's all you focus on, that's how it becomes your future, right? Because your feeling, your emotion towards this present moment of you already having it, as acting as if, is what is going to dictate your future, just like it was dictating when you brought in the past into your present. Does that make sense? So being present is the most important thing. Okay, because when you are thinking about, well, what if this, what if that, and then, like, you're not present, or you feel really good because you're thinking about you're in the present moment, but then you look at your bank account and again it's not where you want it to be. You're already out of the present as far as like what you want the present to be, because you just got to catch up to where you're trying to go. um because this is something that I've been trying to explain, when people are going through certain type of situations, right? um because there's whenever you're thinking like, when I have this, when I get this, things will be different. Well, all of those things are making it as if they're not happening now. The universe only understands what's happening right now. Yes, it was dealing with your past when it was dealing with the past because it was dealing then at the present, but it doesn't matter now. You're bringing that up. You're not being punished for your past. That happened in the past. Like, you had trauma. Your parents treated you a certain way because that's the way they were taught, but you lived, you survived, you're here now. And being here in the now is all that matters. And then when you're thankful that you're here now and you're thankful for what's to come, not letting it based on how you felt in the past, that's when manifestations start to occur. And then you start to realize, I am worthy of this. I'm creating everything in my life. Everything that's happening to me is happening because of me. I'm creating all of it. That's how manifestation works. That's how you create things. That's how you attract things. And this is just very important. And I wanted to make a whole video on this to just really emphasize the importance, right? Because a lot of times people's mindsets will just adjust and their whole day is thrown off because of something that they heard, a dream that they had, right? I just had this happen to me last night. I had this crazy dream, didn't mean anything unless I gave it meaning. And a lot of people would have given it meaning, but it could have threw off my whole day. But because I understand this work, I didn't do any of those things. Yeah, it took me a little bit of a time to readjust, but that's fine, right? Because we know that that happens. But this is where you tender talk it out. You just have to work through it as you're dealing with it. And then eventually it will subside because the brain is trying to keep you safe, is doing what it's knowing, what it's comfortable knowing what to do. And so, um, I couldn't get mad at what the thoughts were coming in because this is what I used to do. I'm just now more aware of it and I'm choosing to make those changes. And as my mind is understanding what's happening, it will adjust. And it's just really that simple. So you don't want to give meaning to anything, right? And you don't want to think about all these what if scenarios trying to over prepare, what they call it, analysis by paralysis, right? Because imagine if you every day before you got in your car, you just sat there in your car thinking about all of the worst case scenarios that could possibly happen. Oh my gosh, if I turn down here, I'm gonna get hit by this car. This car could turn into me. There could be a 5 car pileup. I could get a flat tire, right? If you did that, like how we do our situations most of the time, you know that you would never get in your car and start driving, right? You know what I mean? So you have to see it that you are creating all of this. And so by thinking about things that happened in the past and all these worst case scenarios and all this negative stuff that you're putting out there, that's what's paralyzing you. Just start thinking about, I'm going to trust the process. God works in mysterious ways. I know these things are going to work out. God is not a hateful God. He's not punishing me. And I just have to let it be. And it's just so different. And then now you can just go about your day, and everything you're doing is just working. So I really wanted to cover that today for you guys because it is so important. And if you guys don't get it, watch the video again. Definitely share this with somebody who needs to hear this, because this is why a lot of people don't think manifesting works or it's not working or not. No, it's always working. You just have to see how it's working and not try to think about it from a standpoint of how a human would do something. The universe does things in its own universal laws, time and understanding. It doesn't understand don't and not. It just knows your feelings and how you're feeling, and you can't justify those feelings because of something that happened in the past. It doesn't work. It sounds great. It's great because your friends are there for you and they feel bad and sorry for you, but you're only making it more understanding for your friends. That doesn't, but it doesn't help the universe. The universe is not being sad and upset for you. You're just creating more reasons for the universe to say, oh, this is, I guess this is how you like to feel, so I'm going to give you more reasons to feel like that. Oh, you want to be the victim? I'm going to give you more reasons to be the victim. You see what I'm saying? So just stay present. When you know that you want something, don't bring in the past. Just think about that thing that you want, no matter what it is, and you just let it be. Don't try to figure it out, all these what if scenarios and all this other kind of stuff, because it's 9 times out of 10 going to be negative. Just keep going about it. Be present as much as possible, and eventually it will come. And enjoy the process. That's what this is. This is supposed to be fun and exciting. Kids do this all the time. That's why they just use imagination so clearly, because this is our God given gift. This is how we are born. We've just been taught wrong because our parents didn't understand this. They didn't know this. We're learning this stuff now, and that's why we're all here today. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I am definitely doing the best that I can with this channel, continuing to try to improve. Let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. I love subjects like this. So definitely comment down below. What are you guys dealing with right now? What do you guys need assistance with? Talk to me, because this is a channel for you guys. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of this great content. And until next time, you guys make it a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.